Yeah.
Sideways, and
Yeah.
the lighting was very touch and go with our last episode there outside.
Yeah, I spent about 6 hours driving today from Edmonton to Lethbridge, and so I'm a little antsy sitting in the chair if you see me moving around, and
No doubt.
had my feel of sitting.
Do you know what? Well, we
So.
can do a few yoga moves at some point. Hey, we'll do some team yoga. Team Tamika, working together. Team Tamika.
I do need to stretch. I did try this when I had my knee driving. No, I was joking. I didn't try it.
That's not safe.
No.
Be careful now.
I didn't do
So
that.
this is People Peace with Tammy and Danny,
I just said
and
that.
I know. But we are on jessfm.ca, of course, and there's other ways to check it out. There's apps on Android and Apple. And yeah, today we were thinking we'd talk about balance, because that's a big, huge thing in life all the time.
Zen.
All the time. Plus, especially lately, like September is a great time. Nice. You should
Got the
do that.
producer doing some balance.
We got the
moves.
producer doing some
Trying to distract
cool.
us.
It's like Mr. Miyagi, you know. We were talking about that. Okay, sorry, you guys. Come on, help me focus here. Okay, so balance. Okay,
Focus.
September is like one of those times when like balance is really huge, because you're going back to school, you know, and especially like right now with all this crazy COVID stuff.
Chaos.
It's just so weird. Everything's just so weird. Like we were talking about it before the show, how like all these businesses we love have closed, and like just so many things are
Yes.
happening, and the
Average
people
Joe.
are becoming super divided about, you know, masks or no masks, and it's just like, okay, let's just bring it in for a second to talk about
I'm just
balance.
crying inside. I'm sorry.
It is sad.
Yeah, we
Backstreet's
drove
one of my
by-
favorite places.
Average
Do you know?
Joe's downtown is no longer Average Joe's. I had a little tear. We drove by. I said, "OMG, what the beep is
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
there?" And yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sad reality.
Our friend
nightclubs
Christina,
and fun
she
tubs are
actually
gone.
would, our friend and massage therapist Christina would host the Latino dancing, you know,
Yeah.
lessons there and
Salsa
stuff.
night
And it
on
was
Fridays.
so much fun. I only got to go once, honestly,
too.
because, you know,
Busy moms.
life is busy.
We are
But-
responsible.
But yeah, that's a real shame. Like that was a really cool place where a lot of stuff went down, you know. And
Oh.
then Backstreet, I used to remember. Okay, I used to like every year
Paint
I'd go
nights?
hang out at Backstreet
Did some paint nights there,
when it was
yeah.
Street Machine Weekend, you know,
Yeah.
because all the cars would go on 3rd Ave there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the greatest. Anyways,
There's a few places closing in Lethbridge,
There's a
and I'm
few.
sure every other city too. There's tons of places closing, but it's just a sad reality. It's change,
and this is with
so
every
we
city.
can choose to change as okay. Hopefully, something positive comes out of this, and you know, it's sad the old times have to die off, and something new has to happen.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I could just sit here and be all sad about it, but what am I going to do? That's not balance.
That doesn't
That's
help.
like the teeter-totters going down this way. I got to keep it up here, right?
Yeah. Balance is a super hard thing to achieve, though. Of course, in like any situation, you can throw out any example of anything you go through in life or have to deal with, and it's like there's just this aspect of too much, too little, happy, sad, you know, healthy, unhealthy. There's all sorts of layers to every
Life.
situation. Yeah.
L-I-F-E.
So I went ahead and that sounds like you're saying something else. It's funny. Okay. So I looked up the definition of balance, because you know how I do this. I like to do this when we have like a, you know, whatever. So the
Pendulum swings
definition
both ways.
the definition of balance is the amount of something left over after additions or subtractions have been made.
That's math.
Yes, so this can refer to like, you know, bank accounts and things, of course.
Oh.
But you could also think of it as like, you know, adding something to a situation or to your life, or taking something away from a situation in your life. There you go. So balance, yeah. And then being able to remain upright and walk gracefully, or in a state of equality, or an emotionally and mentally stable mind, of the presentation of both sides of an issue. So, I mean, that's a big one. That one definitely touches on life, you
That's
know,
university
handling
definition, isn't it?
handling life. Like
Yeah.
seriously though. So yeah, how you actually think about things. Like, do you have a really negative outlook on things? Do you have a really positive outlook on things? And you know, what are your patterns of thinking about certain things? You know, how
I'm
do
usually
they
pretty positive about things.
weigh in?
Yeah.
You are. You have a
Except for
very
Average Joe's, now I'm negative, but yeah, no.
optimistic. You're
What do
very
you
optimistic.
think? You think I'm pretty optimistic? Okay.
I would say so, yeah. Like I'll be complaining about the wind and she'll be like, "Oh, it's okay. It's blowing something out of the air." And I'm just like,
It's blowing all our BS down to the States. That's
crazy.
Yeah. It's going,
This wind is
all our
really
points.
bad here right now.
Just
Actually,
think
it's
about
not
how clean
bad
the
today.
streets are going to be, Danica.
See, she's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's ridiculously optimistic. Like, I'm pretty optimistic. I'm a rosy, sunshiny kind of gal, but you just blow me out of the water.
I need to be realistic. sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm more of a realist. I'm like, kind of. I'm not a pessimist, but I'm definitely like I can see all the sides, and I'm looking at them in a very like. I
Realistically.
understand that everything's not rosy.
Yeah, realistically,
Right.
I'm glad I went to Average Joe's as many times as I did go out. Thank you, women and ladies
suppose
and
I didn't
everybody
go
for
enough.
inviting me to concerts and stuff.
That's awesome.
That's realistic.
Yeah, that is good.
Because now it's not there
And
anymore.
optimistic.
Yeah,
That's
optimistic.
a very positive spin on that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
So
all the
cute.
good times.
It is good, yeah. And I was just, here are some, like, I guess, different things in life that you can try and achieve balance with. So, okay, talking about the school, back to school amidst this COVID stuff, okay. So
My kids are doing great.
yeah, and
Yeah.
in August, we had mentioned how we were taking different approaches to this back to school thing. I'm keeping my daughter home for the learning at home aspect, and she's
Mine are going
sending
to
her
the
kids
school.
to school. And so we kind of represent both sides of that coin. And so maybe we can like chat about like
Sure.
how's that going? What kinds of things have you had to do differently? What kinds of things are the same? Like,
Differently than you?
than what
Or-
had to happen before. Say, like,
Yeah.
compare it to, like, last year, which was just a kind of run-of-the-mill normal school year, right?
Yeah, pretty much it's the same except for they're slapping on a mask as soon as they walk onto the school property. That's the only thing that's different is they're sanitizing their hands, they're wearing a mask, and they line up at different doors. That's different. We can't just walk in one big door anymore. There's all different entrances for the kids to go into. Otherwise, they pretty much the same. I've been loving it, walking them to and from or biking to and from school. It kind of gets me going in the morning and
Physical.
then go to work from there after. So, yeah, they're doing great. They haven't complained once at all. I bought them a few more cool mask kind of things, and I just try to keep light of the situation. And one day they'll all be, what do you want to do with this mask? We don't need them anymore. Hopefully, that's the
Hopefully.
optimism there. Yeah, otherwise, routine-wise, like I've been getting them to do a little more chores at home, make their own lunch now, because then there's no
Well, they always
complaining
did,
to
though.
mom. Well, they did,
You've
but
had them do that for a couple of
sometimes
years
I
now.
get in the routine of me doing it, because when I'm making supper,
It's
I'll
easier.
do their lunches at the same time, so it's just one big shit show in my kitchen, and then it's all
Fair
cleaned
enough.
up. But otherwise, yeah, I've been trying to get them to do a little more responsibility stuff and make their own lunch.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's interesting because when I've talked to other people who've had their kids go back to school, it's kind of a similar vein like that, like that things haven't changed crazy amounts. But then I get the odd story where, they're struggling with adjusting to this new way. And I guess it's got to be different from school to school to school, division
Yeah.
to division, right? So I suppose by the sounds of it, the school your children go to, they're pretty smooth.
Very positive about it.
Calm,
Yeah.
cool, collective
Yeah,
thing going on.
yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything negative about it, and everybody seems to be staying safe and doing their part. So.
Mm-hmm. And have you heard much about like kids having to stay home from school in order to get tested, or
Nothing
like?
yet, no. Not at our
Really?
school. Not that
I wonder.
yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't get notified if if
If
it's
it
kind of
wasn't in our
handled like
class.
lice, where you don't
Yeah.
hear about it and you just have to sort of
Hush, hush.
find out.
That's the way it's going to be. So.
Oh,
Too
man.
many people are going to be like, no, no, no.
Because I've heard stories from some people where it's like.
There has been schools in Lethbridge that have
Yeah.
had 200 kids go home, right?
But
So,
yeah, exactly.
not
Like
ours, but, you
this
know.
one person I know was telling me how her kids went to school for the first week of school, and then for the second week of school, because one of her kids had a stuffy nose or something, sneezed or something, they had to stay home for the following week. So the second week of school, they had to stay home the whole week. They got tested on Monday, didn't get the results until Friday afternoon, and then they had to take a photo and send the results to whoever. And it's like, wow, okay, geez, that's
You got to pass some hoops to be able to go
kinda
back to school.
crazy,
They got
yeah.
the sniffles nowadays.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's Interesting. So I wonder how many stories there are like that. Like, I wonder how many people have had that happen to them personally, having to keep their kids home. You know,
everybody I've talked to, and I've seen it on social media when people are like, has anyone known anybody personally? You know, and everyone's like, no. So I'm still in awe myself.
Well, I've known a couple
They
people
see a second
who know
wave is
people.
coming, so we're waiting for the wave to
I
show
feel
up.
like the second wave already came and it wasn't as bad as everybody thought it would be. So they're
incorrect.
just still waiting for the second wave. And it's like, nah, it just came and went. We're probably waiting for a third one by this time, guys. Like, that's my prerogative. Doesn't mean it's correct, but that's what I think.
Well,
so.
usually, like, when it's warm in your house and then you go outside in the morning, it's chilly and dewy outside. So you go from a warm house to a cold outside, you get a little sniffly. Or vice versa, you go from a cold outside into a warm house, you get a little sniffly. Your body temperature's adjusting and whatever. And I was told, to go donate blood, don't drink coffee before I go donate blood, because they're going to take my temperature, and coffee raises your temperature, your blood, and everything.
Not by that much.
So no, they will turn me away
Are you serious?
if my temperature's changed. She said, don't drink coffee before donating your blood, which now I got to go to Calgary for.
Are you serious? Yeah, because our blood donation clinic
It's
closed.
just plasma now in Lethbridge, so.
You know, I heard you get money if you donate plasma. I know.
I get to go on a girls' trip. You want to come?
Yes, I do. That would be very
rent a
fun.
hotel, write it off taxes. Is that medically necessary?
There's got to be a way.
Yeah. There is. Medically necessary. I have to donate my
To
blood.
go donate.
So I'm going to tell my doctor, like,
Get out of here.
I have too much iron. I have to let it go. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All
So.
right. Well, shoot.
It's a medical note saying I get to
Craziness.
go and write that stuff up.
We didn't say this.
Who wants to join? We're going to rent a school bus. Party bus.
Oh Lord, that's so funny. I have someone with a limo. Party limo.
Don't touch him.
Oh my gosh, we almost did that.
No, we didn't. I knew I was doing.
I would have given you a high five because I always forget about these things.
All right, just don't touch your face.
Okay, that's another difficult one. Brent, he's just like,
We have a rebel in the
oh dear,
audience.
he's a real rebel. This one, yeah.
He's in the audience.
Rebellious fella.
It's a streaker.
Okay, so streaker. Okay, so okay, balance with all that. Okay, oh, and then there's my situation where I kept my daughter for the learning at home option, and I would say that's going really well. It's obviously way more adjustment
Isn't it
going
fun?
on, and
I
I'm
was like, hell no.
part
my
of me is
kids
kind of
are
like,
staying
oh
home.
God, what have I done? And then another part of me like so happy that I've done it, because hearing those odd stories of and it's just when you know that you got some sniffles or something from allergies, you know that they're allergies, and so it would just kind of drive me crazy, because in our house we have allergies every season, it seems. Especially spring and fall. My daughter in the spring and me in the fall. So it's part of our lives, and we can tell, when we're having allergies. So it would be.
As soon as I see dust, I sneeze. I'm like, great.
I feel like it would have probably happened to me by now, that we would have had to stay home or something. I'm not exactly sure. But that's the thing, is like, it is working out well for me. I've figured out a routine, and we've got it going on with that. Like every morning, there's a little meeting at the same time every morning with the teacher and the other rest of the cohort. And
the computer control. Yeah. I don't miss those days.
But
no offense, but it was just so stressful. Like, oh my God, it's 9:00. Rush, get your stuff.
Yeah. It kind of turns your house into a school zone-ish kind of thing.
You really got
but
to be structurally
okay,
sound and militant on your times. That's
which
all
I am. I'm a teacher, so I mean, like,
you're
and I said I have a bunch
what better
of
person to have as a at-home school lady as you.
It's lucky enough anyway.
Yeah.
But I've got like at least, let me see how many reminders I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4 alarms that beep at us throughout the day, just letting us know, hey, it's time for this.
I don't even. I have alarms just to be. Oh yeah, pick up the kids. Jesus.
Just for you.
Yeah, I know. Well, I have them like to leave home in the morning.
It's all good.
We got to leave by this time. Just I'm trying to teach them to go off of to remember what time it is.
But the funny thing is, after a little while, when these alarms beep at you the same time every day, you just don't even need the alarm anymore. So after a while, you start to remember, just for some reason, you just feel it's time. And then you're like, oh, okay.
Mechanism.
Yeah, right. You just sort of train yourself like a dog.
Yeah, otherwise you're constantly staring at the clocks or what time it is. And
but it works. It's good. And I have a job where basically my day starts kind of at noon. and so I am able to totally focus at our house in the morning, and then we go to the park, have a little bit of fresh air and sunshine, go to my work, and then I hook her up to the internet and say, get to work, dude, and I can do my work.
Get to work, dude.
Get to work, dude. Dude. Anyway.
So balance. Structure.
So balance, routine. Routine is a huge part of balance, right?
Kids need it. Kids need structure. They need like a time for this, time for that, and they need to know what's next, kind of a thing. If you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants and just let stuff go, sometimes that's kind of fun. On the weekends, I tend to do that. I just don't have any
sleep
structurally
until
time.
you're
But
not tired
if you have like
anymore,
an
if you
actual
can.
time that you make for your kids, up and at them at a certain time every day, into bed by a certain time every night, like just a routine, I think the kids really know what's next, and then it helps them grow and prosper in their youth.
And
too,
the other
right?
areas of their life will be a little smoother too. Like, and this goes for adults too. Like, we feel it when we let our routine slide and stuff. We really feel it.
Yeah, staying up till midnight does not do me any justice every night. No, it does not.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. And so,
some fun things to do.
I checked out
Painting
this.
and doing other stuff, like just being a rebel.
Just keeping busy, right?
Yeah.
Or noticing that you have stuff you want to get done.
Yes.
And then picking after 8 p.m. to start doing it.
Because all your other routine stuff is up until 8 p.m.
What other time are you going to get to do it? Because, like,
I don't sit there and watch TV, that's for sure. I was telling my mom I was visiting in Edmonton, and we actually sat and watched The Star is Born, and we watched a couple of shows.
And you're like, ooh, I'm not used to this. This is weird.
Yeah, I was not used to sitting and watching a show. I was like, this is kind of different for me to sit, and I just kept tossing and turning on the couch, because usually I'm just like, go, 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 and the kids, they play their games and stuff like that, but Rex watched the show with me and stuff, and I'm just bawling my eyes out.
It was a good time for release.
It was a good movie, yeah.
It was a good time for release.
But it was
what
nice
movie was it?
A Star is Born with Lady Gaga.
Oh, duh. Okay,
Yeah.
for some reason when you said that, I thought it was like a Netflix series or something.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Netflix-ish.
Yeah.
And I had like, what's that, the X Factor, that kind of an idea in my head when you said that. But I recall, we watched that movie together.
I know, and I bawled my eyes out then too. I just really love it.
You did. I had a little, like,
even
a little tear-jerky moment.
Listen to all the tunes. I really can
was
relate
good.
to it. I don't know what it is, but it's a really good good movie. Yeah.
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 Cool.
So now I got to
liked
get
it.
something else.
I watched The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Oh, that's a nice one. I love that.
I love that movie so much. Just hits all the feels. Oh my gosh. Such a great movie.
Wall-E is where we're all going. You seen Wall-E? Everybody going to be sitting at home, getting everybody to deliver stuff to your house. That's what Wall-E. If you haven't seen Wall-E, watch that movie. That's
everything's closing, so we're all going to be a bunch of
hermity frogs in our house getting shit delivered. That's what I was telling Danica earlier. I was just mad because Average Joe's is closed.
Yes. Oh God. Here we go. It is sad though. Like, life is becoming more and more isolated and
different.
Yeah. But on the note of balance, people have noticed that everybody's getting out more. Like,
maybe
this last spring,
underground clubs. Like back in the old days when like the no, you weren't allowed to go out.
There are.
They'll have a hasha club.
There's always underground stuff going on in the world.
There is. Yes.
Prohibitive up here, still happening down here.
I'm sure.
That's life, man. That's
there
how it goes.
Go.
People are still making stuff happen somewhere.
If it still continues to be no, then people are going to find a way to make yes.
Tell us where it is, Brent.
Yeah.
Because No. He's the rebel in the room. Okay.
Dress up.
So, so I looked into, on the note of balance, there's this cool site I found, and it's called innerwisdom.com. There's like so many cool sites right now that are just...
My newer education is innerwisdom.com. Oh, I should check it out.
It's really great.
I'm feeling kind of like, I need to learn something new these days. Yes.
Yeah, and so there's this one thing called Aspect of Self, and I found it on that site. And so it talks about how, people try to maintain balance between their different aspects of self. This is one way of looking at things, right? So there's the physical aspect, which is the easiest to attend to because, it talks to you the most tangibly. I'm hungry, I'm tired.
Is what it is. Oh my God, I got to darn. Yeah.
Right, and that's one of the things. It's like there's a very strong emphasis on the physical management of that aspect of yourself because you can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it, you can touch it. Like you literally,
You know when you ain't balanced.
it's always there. And then if you're, yeah, like if you're,
It's true. I feel not balanced right now. Yeah.
I've been feeling very unbalanced for a while, like just not sure what my heart and my mind sometimes are kind of like two totally opposing forces, and I'm kind of like, like,
some days you're like, just take it all out of my house. I want something totally. And other days you're, I'm happy.
Everything's
content.
good. Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one,
No,
because
you're not.
I have literally been feeling like maybe I need to get tested to see if I'm bipolar. Like, I don't know. I'm just joking. But
that could be it.
I just sometimes think to
Not enough
myself,
coffee.
like, yeah. I just sometimes think, like, how is it that one day I feel totally, like, cool with everything going on in life? I'm like, I got this all figured out. And then other days I'm kind of like, oh, my God, what's going on? Like, I need to start over.
Did you maybe not have a good sleep the one night?
Probably.
And the better sleep the other?
And this is where balance comes in.
That is crucial. Yeah, because when I get a messed up sleep like I did all weekend, I'm going to be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Go home and just crash.
That's right.
Yeah. After the kids go to bed, obviously.
And like, okay, so physical balance, eating good and eating well and drinking lots of water.
I
and
carved it out
getting
this
enough.
weekend.
Yeah, getting enough sleep. I mean, these are all huge things. If you take vitamins, trying to be consistent. Or, you know what? I don't feel that it's necessary to be consistent with vitamins, because sometimes you need certain vitamins more than others. You can tell by how you feel. If you need more vitamin C, you can tell if you need more B12. You can tell if you need more D. Like, seriously,
I'm like, if I crave more carrots, or like I'm just like all of a sudden I feel like a salad, And I find when I eat salads at a restaurant, they taste so much better than what I can do at home. Like a restaurant salad.
Weird. Maybe you're just not adventurous enough with your salads.
I don't know.
Because
I even try to do the
when
same
we make salads at home, do we
everything.
not just go with the usual
Basic
formula?
crap.
Yeah. Lettuce, carrots, cucumber, tomato. But when you go to a restaurant, sometimes there's like cashews and beets.
I buy goat cheese and everything
stuff.
just to make it like the restaurant. Goat cheese on there.
And it still doesn't taste better than the usual.
It's okay.
Maybe it's their dressing.
Yeah, maybe it is the dressing. I do the balsamic vinegar with the honey and the pepper and the olive oil. It's really good.
Cool.
Anyway, balance with your food.
Also in innerwisdom.com about aspects of self. We go on tangents. It's really funny. I find it funny. Okay, so the mind is another aspect of self, and it's prominent for those who place high value of like education and cultural capital, and like developing their intellect, right? So, but if you have really like negative stuff going on in here, right, it'll manifest physically. So what the mind believes, and this I'm getting directly from innerwisdom.com, what the mind believes, the body manifests or responds to. So
stop thinking you're sick.
It all starts here. So if you're having a day where you're like, I gotta start over, my life sucks, I don't have anything figured out, blah, which is kind of like,
That's
every
just how
second
she
day.
Starts her day. I don't talk to myself.
Every second day. So it's like,
your tongue up.
Jeez, just
breaking the rules.
Just
I smell like
giving
chicken.
me the gears.
I was cooking chicken wings in my house, and then the smoke alarm went off. I'm like, why do I keep smelling it?
Because your hair absorbed the chickeny
Smell
smell.
like the chicken. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Oh my
Blah,
God.
your life sucks.
Do you know what made me
you're
laugh?
Manifesting. and
Okay,
I
yeah.
smell
So
like
on
chicken.
those days when you have those like negative pattern thinking going on, okay, you're gonna start feeling like shit.
Yes.
Forgive me for that.
It's true.
SH bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna feel crappy if you're thinking crappy, and so then and it manifests physically in what you're saying and what you're gonna do, and it's just like, oh man, if you could just kind of figure out how to like harness that savage beast in there.
Yeah,
like
it's true.
That's really what I feel sometimes. I'm just like, down girl, calm yourself.
Down girl.
Down girl.
Only somebody else said that. Anyway.
And then okay, emotions are the other aspect of self. They kind of, I mean, I might not have gotten fully into this innerwisdom.com, but physical, mental, and emotional, those were the three major ones, and I would add spiritual because that's a big one for me, but this is talking from like more of a, I suppose, like a
it's got to be
just
more
a regular
than this,
model. Yeah, there's lots, yeah.
mental.
But emotions, okay, so these are the most feared aspect of the self.
Yeah.
And they're the hardest to manage, and that's where, like, you know, whatever you're thinking, it immediately creates certain, like, hormones and stuff, and that, you know, like the feelings,
Yeah.
you know, they respond to your thoughts, and then everything just manifests physically. So if you're thinking,
That's true, because they say depression hurts, and yeah, if you're really sad or feeling
Truly.
crappy for a long time, your body just starts getting all achy, and yeah, it's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So your mind defines your life, as Oprah once said. I
Yeah.
recall hearing her saying, "Your mind defines your life." I love Oprah. I wonder how she's doing, and why didn't she decide to become president? Come on, girl. We were waiting for
Oh,
you.
did she
Okay.
back out?
I don't even know if she went into it.
She should.
Right?
I'd vote for her if I could.
I'd vote for her if I could too.
Yeah, let's make her Canadian president.
Come move up here, Oprah. We'll
Get
vote you in,
Trudeau.
girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and okay, so aspects of self, yeah, the physical, mental, the emotional, they're all tied together. You know, we pay the most attention to the physical. Next, we probably pay the most attention to the mental, and emotional. Sadly, we don't.
I'm flexing my big pipes. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the gun show.
They need a little more defining.
They look great.
Planking it. Trying.
Oh, and then you know what? Okay, like the one day we've done lots of yoga together in public. Like we just sort of bust out yoga sometimes. It's kind of fun. So the first time we did yoga together, we were on the monkey bars and we were like joining our feet together, and that was really
That
great
wasn't
for
yoga,
the
that
core.
was just us playing at the
That was
park.
just fun.
You can't claim that as yoga.
No?
No, because the yoga people will be like, you don't hang on monkey
That's not
bars to do
yoga.
yoga, dumbasses. That's what
Maybe
they
you
would
do.
say.
Maybe there's a form of yoga where you hang from bars.
Oh, well, that's a whole other payment there.
Oh my. Yeah, so, well, anyway.
We could try that, eh? The clubs are all closing. They'd probably be empty.
You know, yeah, they should turn them into like fun dance
Fun mommy
yoga
go-out
places.
clubs. For all the crazy moms that'll be like, get me out of this
Ooh,
house.
indoor rollerblading.
I know, hello. Can we bring that back? We can wear masks. Rollerblade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do it. I remember Stardust in Calgary. It was so much fun. Jack FM was the radio station there, and I won tickets and everything, and they were all there. It was like a big thing. And,
Very cool.
yeah, just happy memories.
Yeah, and is that closed now, or?
I have no idea. Haven't been back in a long time.
That would be so
Yeah.
cool. I'm going to miss rollerblading. I got to go a lot this summer. I
Yeah.
made like 2 new rollerblading pals, and I was just like so happy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful.
I need to learn.
I did a lot
Do
of
you go on
rollerblading.
hills? Rollerblade? Like, do you go down hills? Because that's what scares the crap out of
Yeah,
me.
I do.
Because I got the road
Like
rash
not really big ones
up
or
my
anything,
Easter
but
when I was young. That's why I don't do it. I
yeah.
can go on Henderson like a nice normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I did a
Nicholas
lot
Sharon?
of Henderson, a lot of Nicholas Sharon, and all over the west side
So
actually.
where's the hills?
Okay,
My
so
house?
you know, you know, over by like No Frills and that little lake.
Mhm.
Okay, there's like this one part of the path, like it's quite a nice little hill, and it was like literally, guys, I was just like scared. I was scared. I was going down this hill, and I was just like, Jesus, help me! And it was
Turn out
seriously
like
like,
Tammy.
and I did it. It was okay. Like I loosened up the knees a little and just kind of got into it and like surfed down that hill.
Rolled away.
It was good. It was fine. I was
Yeah.
safe. I was good. Jesus took care of me.
Thank Jesus.
Thank you.
He was there. He was
And,
there when I rode the waves. too.
Seriously though, and then I was brave enough to do it 2 more times when I went around the lake again. I was like, yeah, I got this. Take my blades. At any rate, it was great, and yeah, I can do hills. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with you when you're doing flat places.
Okay. I'll let you know. Yeah. Okay, so here's a big one. Replacing negative thought patterns with positive affirmations. So how can we kind of like help ourselves achieve more balance?
Yeah.
You know, like first thing in the morning, first things you should be thinking are,
Look at yourself and say, you're still here. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You look good. Tell yourself you look good instead of, oh
Yeah.
my God, what I've been doing.
Like
I'm getting
you
bags.
look good. You
Or look at,
are
oh,
vibrant.
This shirt's too tight. Instead of, oh, this shirt's nice and fitting.
Try and be positive
Yeah.
to yourself.
You can beat yourself
especially.
up all you want.
And then about other people too. Like the
Yeah.
first thoughts that you should have go through your head about people in general should be positive, because we all, like, I'm a firm believer that, you know, we're all connected energetically. And so like if I'm having a crappy thought about myself or about somebody else, then that's gonna, everybody's
true.
feeling it, you know?
People have treated myself like crap because I could tell they're just not feeling good about themselves. Yeah.
Yes.
They won't even say hi to you. You're like, hi, how are you? And you're like, oh my God, seriously, okay. Have a
Yeah,
nice
like
day.
whatever's going on,
Yeah.
it can't be that bad.
Just
But
be
it is sometimes
friendly.
in your own mind, right? Like what you're going through is
Yeah.
sometimes so massive
But
to
I
you.
won't let that negative energy, when somebody just gives you that resting bitch face, you're like, hello, okay, off I go. I'm not going to even
Yeah.
insert myself into that company.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
I'm
try
sorry,
not to be the
I'm trying
resting
to
bitch
figure
either.
out, like, boundaries for myself, because I'm a very empathic person.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've just been having enough lately. You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes as women,
That's a
we
way of
need
drawing up
we take it so
boundaries.
much. You just take it from people, and then you're done. So, yeah.
And then sometimes you lose your shit and it all explodes in all directions.
Yeah.
And everybody.
I'm like, I'm just going to remove myself from that. Yeah.
That's really great. Yeah.
Yes, be around nice.
Yeah, honestly,
positive, balanced.
And I'm going to be fully honest. Like, for myself, I'm owning my shit right now and saying, like, I definitely have caught myself in negative patterns, like, of projecting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my own little insecurities and BS going on in my mind. And it's like, I'm just like,
Yeah. Oh, you're venom. Stop sissing.
and I don't know why
Stop
this
sissing.
has happened this summer. But I have definitely, you know, directed some projection at
Yeah.
a few people in the world, and it sucks. It's
And then you realize, well, that's
hang
so
on a
bad.
minute, that's not right. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you don't want to be that
Well, she's
person.
got me like that one day. Oh God, I'm trying to dig out these ACs. Like today, I'm like, just be a minute, and then I'm all like frustrated with that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, check yourself, Danica's
Yes.
here. It's not her fault that you can't get the damn screen back in the window.
Or, you know what's funny is like
It's
when
not
we
her
go through
fault.
drive-thrus, I gotta laugh
Oh,
because
yeah.
she's always
They better get it right the first time. I'm sitting there until I check it.
she's
I've been screwed so many times in the
a little
drive.
a little harsh sometimes on those poor drive-through people.
I could see how people could get cantankerous because if they get screwed over so many times.
I'm just thinking, there's
you
like
gotta
so
go
many
back
times.
in there.
I think I can count on more than one hand how many times I've seen you be like, beep, 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 to drive through
You have
people.
to tell
Not
them
that
that-
you're rude. You're not rude
Oh,
to
no,
people.
I'm very
She's nice,
nice. Yeah.
but she says what she thinks about like random things that are beyond the control of the drive-through attendant. Just
Like what? Give me an example.
the cost of items.
The cost. Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, they have no power over that. They're just the guy wearing the shirt,
What
Telling
what did
you
I
the
complain
total.
about, though? Was it the coffee?
the whipped cream topping on the
Oh,
coffee.
that's a waste of.
They
They want to charge you like $2.75 to have whipped cream on the top of your of your mocha. But if you ask for a hot chocolate, half coffee, half hot chocolate, it's $1.65. So
Which is pretty
almost pay
ridiculous,
$1
but it's funny
for them to
'cause-
squirt some white fatty crap on the top of your coffee when you can just buy that. I'm so mad. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Right?
And don't do the mocha crap because it melts by the time you even get to sip on it.
Yeah, the whipped cream, you mean?
Yeah, I took
But
the
the
lid
thing
off,
is,
start
but that like seeps
fever
into your
dipping that
coffee.
right
and
away.
it's- Oh God! Yes, you do. You do that.
What do they
That's so
call
funny.
it? At the bar? No, yeah. When we put the face right in the mouth.
Muff dive.
That's what it's called.
Alrighty, it's
Only-
going that direction this
I've had
time.
a couple of nice hair clients. They're like, I got you a mocha. And I'm like, oh, does it still have the whipped cream on it? And it's like usually like a thin melted, but it's
You're
so
so
nice
funny.
of them to get what.
But you know what? I love
Yeah.
that. I don't mind when it melts into the coffee because then it
Then
kind of
it's
like becomes
gone.
more yummy creamer in the coffee.
Did you see my Starbucks?
Look at me being more optimistic than her for once.
I know.
This is weird.
The Starbucks.
It's like being in the
example?
Twilight Zone.
I said, well, the girl that went in for me, my friend, she went in and the Starbucks guy she's like, lots of whipped cream, please. He put so much, he filled up the dome lid.
Oh, yeah, you
Plus it
showed that
came
on
out
Facebook.
Like a
You were
real
so
happy
impressed.
ending on the top too. Jill is so funny.
Oh God, girl.
So I put it on
You
Facebook.
kill me.
Yeah. Thank you.
She was
Starbucks.
so into that, and I liked it. And I
For a
was like,
$5
woo!
drink, they better be generous with their whipping cream.
Jeez. Oh my God. See, okay. At any rate,
And that's my rant of the day.
that's good. That's great.
Prices
Sorry,
are
I
going
brought
up,
it
though.
up.
It used to be like way cheaper for coffee, and then so I just don't get all the additives anymore. I make those at home. Way cheaper. Frivolous mom here.
Yeah. You know what? With my coffee, when I make my coffee, it's pretty yummy. You'd think you were at Starbucks. I'm pretty sure a couple people would attest to this. Okay.
I'm waiting for my coffee.
Well, one day when you come over, I will make you one
I'll
of
roll
my
it right
fabulous
over.
coffees. It doesn't sound very exciting at all when I describe it to you. It's just like a couple scoops of instant coffee, some coconut milk out of the can or out of like the coasty kind out of the carton. Okay, it's like so good and creamy and thick. And then my coffee's so bad. A little dash of like cinnamon turmeric, okay? And then that's the good part.
Hot sauce.
That's good for you. It's the only part. And then a little, like half a scoop of, a full scoop, depending on the day, of hot chocolate mix.
Oh, I thought you were going to put something else in
And
there.
then you mix it together
so
with the hot
bubbly.
water. And it's so good. Whoa, okay. Nope.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, anyways, that's how I like my coffee. It's so good.
So a little
So
dash
delicious.
of turmeric, cinnamon.
It tastes like a
So
latte.
do you mix your turmeric
And
your
it's nice
cinnamon?
and
It
yes, I
sounds so
do.
funny.
Turmeric and cinnamon. Yeah. Turmeric and cinnamon.
not
And you know,
turmeric.
if you're making any kind of sauce or anything, like that's a good thing to dash in there, or like a smoothie, dash of
I used
cinnamon
to
turmeric.
mix in a like
So
little Rubbermaid container, the coconut oil, the cacao, cinnamon, and honey in there, and that was like your
Ooh,
bulletproof in
spread?
the morning. Spread for toast if you wanted it, but I put a scoop in my coffee, and it was like your
Oh,
bulletproof keto
That
thing.
sounds really
Yeah.
good.
hmm
Yum.
But I'm going to add turmeric.
It's so
'Cause You're so
good.
cute calling it
Turmeric.
Oh, turmeric.
Turmeric.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
how to
People
say
say
it.
it different.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And yeah, okay. Here's another thing with negative thinking. Often it's based on things like insecurities,
Mhm.
assumptions,
Mhm.
you know.
People treating you shitty.
Yeah, like from the past even.
Yeah, you just
If
had your
people
bag of biscuits are done. Beeps.
Sometimes, you know, you've had just, it's like the last straw. And
Yeah.
then it's that one person who unfortunately snapped the last straw and they get the brunt of the whatever.
Yeah.
Or you keep it to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Which is the mature thing to do.
And just remove yourself from the
Who'da
negative
guessed?
situations.
Yeah. Take a bubble bath, for the love of God.
Peace, not war. Yeah. Take a bubble bath. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding
Take a
me.
minute to
You gotta
think
get some Epsom
and
salt
just
on my
relax.
and red wine.
Yeah, recipe. Yeah, so, and I've noticed, yeah, like sometimes being judgmental, it's like everybody's a little judgmental about certain things. You know, the ability to
Makes us human.
judge is what really actually helps you determine
Mhm.
what you want to do or not do.
Yeah.
Like your own moral compass, so to speak, right? The ability to judge has to be present
Mhm.
in order to figure out whether you're acting according to your own values or not.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. It's the seat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The seat. Tammy.
We're gonna do the twist.
So, but I feel like judgment, that like when you get too judgmental, and it's not just about, you know, upholding your own sense of values, but when you start throwing that on other people, it has a lot to do there again with assumptions, like you assume to know their motives,
Mhm.
right? You don't know anybody's motives.
No.
That's inside them, okay? Like, you know what
Only
they have
investigators
done, you know their
their
behavior, you know what has happened, but
Yeah.
you don't know the motives behind it. So
Yeah.
you can't assume to know why someone has done anything, really, because that's something you just don't know.
And a lot of people
Unless you have a
deflect.
conversation about it,
They
I
like to
suppose.
deflect attention off themselves, and they deflect it to other things, or to try to like change your opinion of whatever, right? And or do it for attention. A lot of people bring up stuff and add stories and drama to their life just for attention from other people. They're just seeking something to.
Mm.
And it's sad because you know some people that feed off of a drama. You know, like they feed off of sometimes suffering of somebody else or bullying somebody else. You know, and it's really sad to see from a third eye in that people are doing that to people. You know,
Mhm.
so it's a deflection, and yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you play into the he said, she said, or it's.
Yeah.
That's why it's.
Oh,
it's really sad until you really know the person yourself and find out the truth. Don't judge what other people say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't. And if you're only getting one side of a story.
Yeah.
You're only getting one side of a story.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I always say there's 3 sides of the story: mine, yours, and Jesus, because those are the 3 people that really matter.
So true. You know what my favorite meme in the whole world was for a while there? Was
and
the one where he's...
No,
but still, like,
I still believe
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, the one meme where Jesus is, like, peeking around the corner and, like, I saw that. It makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's so friggin' funny. Okay, and so, like, judgment is, like, based a lot on assumptions. Our assumptions usually have a lot to do with our insecurities and our ego. Egos. You don't strike me as someone who has a big ego.
No, I'm confident.
Not really.
Though. Like,
You're very confident.
But then I'm also I'm confident, but then I'm a shy confident. Like it takes a minute. If there's a big crowd, I'm like, oh my god, and then you just try to do your best, and then you feel great. Once you get like an acceptance or a clap or a smile from somebody, then you feel good. But I watched, Taylor Swift's documentary. She feeds off of the applause, and she feeds off of
that energy.
The compliment. Yes.
Can you imagine feeling that energy
when I do
coming
the
to you
stuff,
when
that's
you're
what I feed off of people smiling, people's happy about it, right? If they're all sitting there like resting bitch face, being like, you get a couple of them, but you
wouldn't feel very good.
Then you're
like, definitely feel that lack of good
makes
energy.
You feel awkward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I get
totally
that.
Depends on your surrounding and the energy in the room. For confidence,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If you walk into a room and you can feel that people don't have a good vibe toward you right away, then it definitely alters your
then I turn shy.
Posture.
Then
your literal ability to face the situation.
Or sometimes, like we did on New Year's, kill them with kindness. That's what you got to do. We know a story.
Yeah. Oh,
Tammy killed resting bitch face with kindness.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. And then.
So letting go of our tendency to judge, like that's a huge part of balance. Like, honestly, if I could just master that one.
Yeah. I think we always try,
like
and that's all we can do is try. Try to do your best. And treat others how you want to be treated yourself.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's what I find. You have some books.
These are so great.
The 5 levels of attachment. That's so sweet. Is that from like children or anybody?
Well, anybody, but mostly like adults, of course, because it kind of delves into like the things that adults become attached to, right?
There's the biggest demon, chapter 10. Do you know?
These are so great. I have read some of it.
Yeah.
I've been really trying to get into it. But I've been kind of busy, and I usually often have like 5 books on the go. So
I really need to do what some people do is they like when they lay down in bed, don't look at your phone and then go to bed. Like have a book and read like a couple pages.
Book, yeah.
It's really hard though. You're like, scrolling through your phone, but really it should be. I have books too.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta read the font instead of the pictures.
Yeah,
the other font.
That's right. This is a great book too. I've read it 3 times now.
Yeah,
and I think it's the kind of book I need to read like every 6 months or so.
Oh,
it's called The 4 Agreements, and a lot of people have heard of this. It's so great. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. He's like a sort of shamanistic kind of, if I'm not mistaken. At any rate, it's a very good book, and it just tunes you in, like, to what are the important things to remember about how to treat other people. And it's just like 4 basic things, be impeccable with your words, so whatever you say should be true and kind and blah blah blah. Don't take anything personally. That's the hardest one for me. I take everything personally. I'm just like brittle.
Oh, sorry.
Don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions, another big one. And then always do your best. I'm good at always doing your best, and usually with being impeccable with your word. Most of what I say is true.
Yeah,
but the 2 in the middle, the taking things personally and making assumptions, those are like the hills I die on at least 5 times a day. Seriously.
Must be whoop up, scenic.
And then, the 5 levels of attachment by the same author.
Oh.
And
I'm just going to take this one home and read it.
So good. Yeah.
Unless you need it back.
You should. No, feel free.
Can I rent it?
Because I'm in the process of reading this book. And so that one's kind of like your basic, what you should know about, facing the days in life. Try to live
I
well
need
and
to
blah, blah,
know
blah,
that.
how to handle people. And then the 5 level attachments. This one is more of like a deeper dive into like yourself and
Yeah.
what your personal hang-ups are. Why do you take stuff personally? Why do you make assumptions, right? Why do you have difficulty being impeccable with your word? Why do you... what was the
I
other
think
one
people
there?
maybe sometimes feel
Why
that way
do
because they
you-
have a lack of acceptance.
Not
from
always
people
do your
around them.
best. Yeah.
There's no acceptance.
It's
When you're
because of attachment.
getting badgered all the time
Yeah.
and bitched at by people, like you just kind of lose it. You're like, I obviously don't feel good enough for anything, right? And
Yeah.
it's sad when there's people there is people out there like that they need. So it's good to even feed
A lot of
somebody-
validation from others.
Yes, validation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Feed
I've
them
never-
a good. You're doing great today. You know?
Yeah.
You got that stressed out boss or whatever. Feed your staff something nice, and that's builds up the kids. Makes the kids do better.
Yeah.
I always tell my kids every day when I give them a hug goodbye, I say, do your best today, try
Yes,
hard, do your work
always
good.
do your
and
best, do your
if you have
best
questions,
work.
ask your teachers. Like,
Yeah.
build them up instead of, oh, you better bring that home. You know,
Yeah,
like, don't
yeah.
don't leave it with an argument or a negative thing.
Mhm.
That's my words of wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as mothers, we do have those moments where we're like,
Oh,
if I have to say this one more time, I'm
you
gonna.
better have homework. If you don't have homework, we find out at meetings. Yeah, there goes Xbox for 6 months.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and then like all these things, figuring out how to treat yourself better and treat other people better, just enables you to like actually live your best life, like actually live.
You can sleep good at night knowing that you
Tried your best,
good.
spoke truly and
Yes.
kindly. Yeah, like
Yeah.
didn't take everything personally and
Yeah.
didn't make assumptions.
I'm a real joker, so sometimes I love to do like little innuendos and
And
whatever.
when we first met, I was kind of like, I didn't know when you
Yeah,
were
how to
joking or
take
not.
me, yeah.
I was like, oh my
I can be
gosh.
pretty
And I had a
serious.
hard time with that for a
Yeah.
bit. And then I got over it and I was like, oh my God, half the time she's joking. This is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I
they're
usually
fairly
laugh.
harmless jokes
My
too.
dad always said, like, don't laugh at your own jokes. And I was like, well, then I need to know people are knowing there's jokes, right? And, oh, wow. You get that punchline. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. And I'm kind of like a serious person. Like I'm pretty relaxed. I'm a
Yeah.
relaxed person. Like I don't get super worked up about a lot, but I take a lot of things seriously.
Yeah.
Like when people talk to me about their feelings and stuff that's happened in their lives and stuff, like I take that like so rock solid personally
Yeah.
seriously for them because that's just how
That
I
they're
am. Like I
providing,
really, like I've been that person like at the bus stop that some old dude like tells
Yeah.
his whole life story and like has tears in his eyes and I'm just like,
I'm that person behind the chair doing people's hair.
sheesh. Yeah, right?
Everybody's
Like
like,
empaths, we
can
just
tell
like,
me
we're like
anything.
magnets to stuff
I am
like
a
that.
diary. I will lock it up in my mind and nobody else knows.
Yes.
I have so many stories.
Oh man, the stuff I will be taking to my grave on behalf
If I ever
of
get dementia
so
or
many
whatever and I
people.
just start
It's like-
talking, it's probably everybody's stories I've ever heard. And then I'll
But you'll be talking about it as if it was you or something and be like,
all
whoa,
the
this Tammy
stories I've heard
Nancy's
for the last 50
crazy.
years doing hair. Yeah, and I'd be like, wow, she's had a life, eh? It's like other people's lives, but yeah.
So funny.
It's a fear of mine because my grandfather has dementia in Ontario, and now he's in like the home care, and my grandma's quite lonely, and so I have a little fear because my grandpa has it. I'm like, what if I get?
But don't feed it. Don't
Yeah.
feed it. You
Yeah,
know,
no.
when I was in my
Just take
late
pictures.
20s, early
Huh.
30s, I used to feed fear a lot
of
about
what your family has.
about family history, illness,
Well,
and stuff.
genetics, right? That's what I worry about. They say it's linked.
Yeah, but there's also like I know that is true to some degree, but you can also like
I love you all. If
actually
I ever start forgetting you.
care for yourself
Yeah.
really, really deeply, and with energetically, you can actually like they're even finding this in medical studies too that you can alter your own DNA for healing, right?
By talking to yourself.
Yeah,
I was
like you
told if
notice.
you talk to yourself, you actually keep your mind still active and going, and it's really good.
Yeah,
like
and this is how your mind and your emotions can
Yeah.
literally tune in your physical, like what you're manifesting. So if
Yeah.
you're thinking positive and feeding positive words and everything to your, yourself,
I see that when I'm doing the
you're gonna
plank.
feel that.
I'm
It'll
getting
actually
ripped.
start.
And I'm like, yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
I read this awesome
Your
book when
body
I was
will
like,
turn into what you want it to turn
I was
into.
17 and I was obsessed with getting a six pack. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure every 17-year-old human
I
being
know
is.
I wasn't.
Most, some, pardon me.
I'm just joking.
No making assumptions, Danica. Jeez. So, okay, when I was 17, I was obsessed with having a six-pack. So I read this great book about abs, and one of the top suggestions was, like, as you're doing a crunch, like, picture the abs you want in your mind and touch your abs.
Oh, he's
and,
already mine.
Send that energy to your muscles that you're working as you're doing the crunches, and, like, send that, like, positive vibe energy
the abs
to
I want
your
is
physical
coming over
body.
later about 10 o'clock. I had to say it.
Whew!
The abs I want.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I hope you got it, whoever's listening. It was kind of funny.
It's so cute.
But I'm going to picture the abs I want.
Yeah, like, and this is what you're supposed to do. Okay, like, same goes for vision boards, right? So if you, if you're like working out, it's good to have, say, in the place where you work out, pictures of the, the way you want your body to look. So,
Okay.
and as you're
Cindy
working
Crawford.
out those particular muscles, like as you're doing a squat, put your fingertips on, your butt and your back of your legs where you're feeling
You want
the
to
muscles.
look like the Kardashians.
And send that energy, like from your mind through your hands to your butt as you're doing squats. I'm serious. This is something I read
Does it
in
work
a
for boobs?
credible.
If I want big,
We must increase our bust.
that's
Dang
my
it.
problem.
The
is
only
I
thing that
turn-
increased my bust was having the milk
Seriously,
come
the
in when I had
jokes.
my baby.
Oh yeah, I know.
I went from B's to double D's. It was
Wasn't it nice?
Scary.
Breastfeeding?
It's downright scary.
Can't this always just be there? We'll just start taking prenatal vitamins and maybe they'll grow again.
Oh, maybe. I wonder if that's
Have you heard
prenatal
that trick?
vitamins.
Yeah.
You'll be really high in like
If-
folic acid and stuff. And
But
like,
I was
good
told
stuff.
by some.
I don't
can't
think it
remember,
increased
a
your boobs
girlfriend told me, she's like,
size.
"Oh, if you got too drunk, take a prenatal vitamin and you won't have a hangover tomorrow." So I gotta get some because I keep forgetting that I always
Interesting.
have a hangover. Like, oh, I forgot those prenatal vitamins.
No, here's a great hangover prevention. I used to do back when I
Chocolate
drank
milk?
that much. No,
Pizza.
you drink like this much water right
Oh.
before you go to bed, and take a Tylenol, and then you'll wake up just fine. Trust me.
Oh. Tylenol with that much
seriously,
water.
guzzle it
So
back.
it would probably be the water. The Tylenol's a placebo.
Oh,
Did you know that?
it's anti-inflammatory.
That's Advil, isn't it? Ibuprofen?
I always thought acetaminophen was as well.
Acetaminophen? Oh no,
Tylenol.
ibuprofen's anti.
I don't do
Tylenol
ibuprofen.
kills
I am
your liver,
allergic to
and so does
ibuprofen.
alcohol, so you're double whammying yourself.
Yeah.
I only know that because I knew somebody took too many Tylenols and wrecked their liver.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's definitely a worry everybody knows about.
Okay.
Right, liver. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't take Advil and I can't take ibuprofen.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Because I'm allergic to ibuprofen. Bad.
Oh, I'm codeine. I can't have Tylenol codeine.
Oh, okay.
So we're like not balanced.
No.
In the pill department.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't get to ask you for headache medicine, and you
No.
don't get to ask
You
me
can't
for
help me,
headache
and I can't
medicine.
help you. Yeah. You want wine? I'll help you there.
Here, drink a bunch of water.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
You help me with water, I'll give you wine. There you go.
So funny.
Well, we're almost done for tonight. Any last words?
Yes.
For steak dinner?
So.
I had a really good barbecue on Saturday with my family in Edmonton. It was really nice. Steak, potatoes. Oh, this is
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I love barbecue
These rubber
chicken.
things, aren't they crazy on your shirts?
Yeah.
The rubber, those bands. I know ladies are supposed to use them to hang back
hang.
up on there. It doesn't.
Certain
do
things
it,
are
does
great
it?
for that.
They were like
Sweaters,
more
for
annoying me.
example. Sweaters, I love hanging because, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of handy to hang sweaters by those things. I've noticed. I just figured that out last week.
Well, I just
Seriously, I
ripped it
started
off. You
last
want
week. No, it's okay.
This could be a new hair tie now.
We could tie it like a little bow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
little bow.
Well, anyways, okay, for the last little thing, okay, I wanted to throw in that, like, if you're ever feeling in a situation, say, in your life where you're speaking from the heart and you're totally pouring it out there for people, and the feelings that you're getting are alienation, then sometimes that tells you that those are not the right people to talk to.
Exactly.
Or maybe they, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes.
Keep reaching out, and there's always someone that's going to be listening.
Yeah, and when you find that there's people, when you're pouring out your actual soul and your heart, and you're met with like, you know, acceptance and understanding and love, or like feedback that's positive, or like generates more conversation about that topic that you feel strongly about or something, like that's a sign that that's a person that needs to stick around.
Yeah.
I feel. That's a big lesson I've learned in my life in the last little while.
Be a listener is important too. I found when somebody's talking to me and telling me their deepest, darkest secrets or whatever they want me to know and not say, which I find just zipping it, telling myself mentally, zip it and just nod.
Just listen.
And nod to the person in eye contact with them, because then you are showing them that you are listening. When you think you're listening and you're like all over the map, looking all over the place, oh yeah, I'm listening, but you're not really, or you're on your phone. Don't do that. Just give that person even the 5 minutes.
Totally give them your undivided
10 minutes,
attention.
Yeah, and do the nod and show them that you did accept and listen to what they were saying. I do it with my kids too.
It is
because
very,
they're like,
very
Mom,
important.
Mom. And then I just stop what I'm doing and I look at them and I like hold their hands while they're talking to me, because then it keeps me kind of grounded to them. Because as a mom, you're like, oh yeah, just a minute.
Yeah.
And you keep going
I'm
in your
very
kitchen.
guilty
And
of
then
that.
before you know it, they've said mom like 10 times. And you're like, oh, I got to stop that. So
Yeah.
I actually hold their hands now and I look at them in the eyes and I listen to them talk. And it's really cute.
Yeah. The times when my daughter wants to talk to me always seem to be when I'm driving. And I'm trying to focus on the road, right? Like, it's like, and so then, so I'll be like driving and she's like telling me something, and then she'll mention it, and then I'll ask her a question that she already answered when she was talking. She's like, you don't listen to me. And I'm like, I'm driving. I'm trying to focus on the road. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, mine was like, Mom, look at this picture. And I was like, and they're showing me their phone. I'm like, no, I cannot look at your phone. I'm on a highway right now.
I'm
going
driving a car.
Something. So,
kind of need to
can't
focus.
look at the phone because that's called distracted driving. And that's, I just don't do that. And I get them to text for me. I'm like, can you text so-and-so for me? And
I do that all the time, too.
Yeah.
I'll just open up the box and be like, okay, text this.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And then
Tell
she's
Grandma
like,
and Grandpa, we're almost there.
and then I'll be like, read it back to me. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right? Make sure they texted what you asked them to, because sometimes they'll
And
just go with autocorrect because they don't care.
I told Leland, I'm like, tell them it's you texting, because then I don't get any fancy pictures of the back.
Ooh!
No, I don't.
Didn't think of that.
Yeah, I know. You got to be careful with that one, right? When they get into the
even just friends sending each other inappropriate memes
and
and
they
stuff.
start snooping in your business, and
man.
you're like, oh yeah, I forgot you're 10 and 12. You're interested in what's going on in my life.
Oh dear.
So,
Well, that was very refreshing. Thank you.
yeah. Always go through those photos. Make sure there's nothing incriminating.
Yes. Oh my.
Well,
I think that balance is a hard thing, no matter what day, no matter what year, month, what's going on in the world. It's life. It's difficult, and just
what's the worst that can happen?
don't be too hard on yourself,
Yeah.
please. And reach out to people who are positive influences and who, make you feel loved and cared for and valued for who you are. Those are
like
the people.
Us on Jess TV.
Those are the people who they'll be more encouraging, at least, hopefully.
Well, we wish you a great start to the fall weather, and I'm praying that we get to have a Halloween of some sort. Whatever it is, we will make the best of it, right, folks? So we will see you soon again, maybe in a few weeks.
I'm making a sugar skull pinata.
Sugar skull pinata.
A sugar skull pinata for a friend's Halloween party.
Oh.
It'll be fun.
I'll take one too.
Yeah?
Bash one on my front lawn.
I'll make you one too.
Right.
I'll make them at the same time.
Should make sugar skull pinata.
I'll make all sorts of pinatas. But,
Orders coming in.
You know
I can
what?
see them flying.
Two is good for now, because life is pretty dang busy right now for me. So I don't have a lot of wiggle room.
Something before Halloween.
Yeah, and maybe we could dress up again. Well,
Yeah,
we
we're
didn't
gonna
dress
dress
up
up.
last time. We had just the masks, and we had the little, the theme. Oh, plus, I wanted to mention before we're done, on the 30th, is it not Orange Shirt Day, which is Indigenous Awareness?
The 30th of September?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay. Orange
So
shirt
that's
day.
the day when all the kids are going to be wearing orange shirts, and it's actually really cool. If you
28th,
look up
29th,
why Orange
30th.
Shirt Day kind of came about, and maybe there's actually a narrative, a story about a girl who was taken to residential schools and she had an orange shirt and it was taken away, and
Oh.
it's very sad. And anyway, that's how that all started, kind of that,
Okay.
like honoring her,
Yeah.
you know, her love of that color.
Okay.
Anyway, long story
Orange
short, wear an
shirt
orange
day
shirt
on
on Wednesday. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll chat with you soon again. Adios. Love.